Hey there. So today we are going to solve another LeetCode problem named valid number. High level, and it goes like this. Given a string s, return whenever s is a valid number. For example, all the following are valid numbers, and there's a list like 2, 0, 0, 9, 8, 9, and so on and so forth, while the following are not valid numbers. ABC, 1A, 1E, and so on. Formally, a valid number is defined using one of the following definitions. An integer number followed by an optional exponent. A decimal number followed by an optional exponent. An integer number is defined with an optional sign minus or plus followed by digit. A decimal number is defined with an optional sign minus or plus followed by one of the following definitions. Digits followed by a dot, digits followed by a dot followed by digits, a dot followed by digits. An exponent is defined with an exponent notation small e or big E followed by an integer number. The digits are defined as one or more digits. Well, I guess it's clear enough, and we can start to work on the solution. All right, so I think we could all agree that we are going to iterate through the string and find all the characters and check them if they follow all these rules. And for that we would need the start index of the string, and also we would need its count. So let's create a for cycle for index in 0 and to count. And at first line of this cycle, we are going to find the character index we would like to work with by using the start index and offset, which is our index. Finally, we are able to extract our characters. Now let's specify its type directly with our char index. All right, so we have our char and we can check what's inside it. So what do we expect there? First of all, there is a huge list of digits. So let me put them all at this line, so from 0 to 9, and this one, and this one, and this one, and the last one. All right, let's not think how we're going to handle them for now and continue. Then we would also need to check for the signs, plus or minus. Okay. Then we would need to deal with the exponent notation, so the big E and small e. The dot, of course, we need to deal with the dots. And finally, everything else. At this point, we could agree that if there is something else in our string, like special symbol or alphabetical symbols and so on, we can just return false and stop execution of our code here. As for the rest, let's start with the exponent notation and start working on that. I think that, well, we could all agree that there could be only one exponent notation in the string. So for that, let's create the e-index variable and check that the e-index variable is nil at this point. Otherwise, we are going to just return false. If it is okay, then we are going to just save our index to that variable. All right, but what if our string is just the exponent notation without any other digits prefix, right? It's not a valid string. So let's create another variable, name it last digit index, which is going to be an optional int. So we are going to save the index to this variable when we accidentally find some of the digits, and here when we face the exponent notation, we could also check that last digit index is not equal to nil. Otherwise, we are going to return false. Okay, let's proceed to the dot. So first of all, there could be only one dot in the whole string, right? Let's create the dot index and check that dot index is empty at this point. All right, but also we need to remember that there couldn't be any dot after the exponent notation, because it could be suffixed only with an integer number. So if at this point e index exists, so then we should also return false. Otherwise, we are going to just save our index to the dot index. All right, so what about our signs? I see that there could be only two valid cases to use minus or plus sign. So if index is equal to 0, the first character in the string, then we are going to just continue our iterations. Also, minus or plus sign could follow the big or small e to show the sign of the integer number which is following it. So we are going also to check that if we have the e index in place and our index is equal to e index plus 1, then it is also the valid case. Otherwise, this plus or minus sign, it stays in some really weird place, and we can just return false. So we've passed all the checks for individual characters in the string. Let's do also some aftermath. So first of all, we could have all the dots, all the plus, minus symbols, and e notations, but we could miss the digits, right? In this case, if we don't have any last digits, so this is the last digit index, if it is not equal to nil, then we are going to return false. All right, we have some digits. What we also should check. So if we have the exponent notation, then it must be followed by some integer number. So the last digit index must be always greater than the e index. So if we have our e index, then last digit index must be greater than the index. Otherwise, we've passed all our checks and could return true. All right, let's check this code on the short list of test cases. See, we have some compilation issues. Let's fix them. All right, we also need to check for the last digit index. Yep, it passed. So let's now submit our solution. Yep, as you see, the execution time of this code is almost 0 milliseconds. It just stays on the edge of the threshold, and that's why it shows that it beats 100% of other submissions. So this is it for today. If you'd like to see me solving other LeetCode problems, then put your request to the comment section, and see you next time. Cheers!